My delivery driver just told me something wild. Starting in March, they probably won't be allowed to hand me my packages anymore. Everything, regardless of the contents, will have to be left at the door. And it got me worried because some of the items I order are a little bit expensive, like these hard drives that I use for my video editing. I did a little bit of research and it turns out it's true, so I'm going to get myself ready today and show you the delivery box that I've organized. But I don't just shop online. Today I'm going with Natsumi to what used to be the largest shopping center in all of Japan. It's in Nara in a place called Kashihara, and I'm going to show you a little shop to your drop shopping trip that we did as well. Over the 2 years that I've lived in my house, I have gotten to know my delivery driver pretty well. Most of the parcels she can leave at my doorstep unattended, and that's just based on the value of the items. These are just daily necessity items. Most people in my area also get a lot of things delivered as well, so I see her quite often. I'm really excited about this particular delivery, and I'm going to show you what's inside everything in just a minute. But based on what my driver has been telling me, things are changing. And why is this change happening? Well, it's all about driver shortages, new labor rules about overtime, and the high cost of redeliveries. This was all documented in the 2024 logistics problem paper. So because of that, parcels will now have to be left at the door, in lockers, or at convenience stores. And if you want it face-to-face, that'll be a special option. This is going to cut out a lot of redeliveries. Some companies are even thinking about adding a surcharge for face-to-face deliveries now. Unattended drop-offs, or okihai, are going to become the normal, and a lot of new houses and apartments are already installing these parcel boxes. I had a quick look online to check out what was going on. Turns out Japanese media is all over it. This is a brand new build, and they've already installed a locker into the house. And of course, there are plenty of advertisements for these standalone parcel boxes that you can also install out the front of the house. I didn't know what I was missing until I found out.
します。お願いします。ここに置けばいいの？あ、ここでもいいし。そうだ、わかりやすいよ。
I followed my driver's instructions, did some research, ordered it on Amazon, and it was here literally the next day. So I'm really happy to show you what I ordered and how it's going to work. But first, I want to show you all of the things I ordered online this week. I am actually a big online shopper, and I didn't really realize it until I watched this video back. I ordered some new winter sweaters, and I wanted some that were a wool blend just to keep me a little bit warmer. I know my size up top, so I don't need to try them on, but I will go later to try on some bottoms. I also needed new filters for my water dispenser, and I can't get them in any shops locally, so it's just a lot easier to get them online. Also, Millie's cat food, sometimes it's at the shop, sometimes it's not, and she likes this particular flavor, so it is easy just to get it online. I also got this magnet to stick on my new box, which says, please leave the deliveries here. Now, this is the one I was so excited about. I actually designed my own Christmas cards this year, a little touch of Japan, a bit of Christmas, and of course, a little bit of Millie as well. And I'm really excited to send these out to all of the Postcard Club members with a couple of little special items inside. These little cards are from the Wakayama tourist info, and they've got a QR code you can scan. I picked up at the shops, which you're going to see later, all of these cute little items. Now, I've got to keep each card under 22 grams, so I'm going to put a little stamp on the back. This is a Totoro stamp, but I'm being very conscious of the weight, but I wanted to give something special to everyone who's a member of the Postcard Club to say thank you so much for supporting the channel. So if you would like to also receive a Christmas card from me, here is the QR code. You can scan this. I'll also put a link in the description, and I'll be sending out Christmas cards this week right up until I'd say 2 weeks before Christmas. Now, I always put my return address on the subscription, And I'm going to also put it on the Christmas card envelope as well, even if it's just a once off. I love receiving your mail. Thank you so much to everyone who sent me mail. Now, these are the hard drives I was telling you. They're about $400 each, and that's how I film my videos. So I really don't want to have a hard drive left at my front door unattended because it does cost me so much money. So I do want to have a parcel locker so that I don't miss any kind of delivery. Now, I found this one just on Amazon, but I did spend hours and hours researching what the right type of parcel locker is. And, I don't want something too big, but it needs to be big enough to fit all of the boxes that do get delivered. I'm the type of person that when I hear about change, I like to get ahead of the change. So that's why I'm acting on this so soon, even though it hasn't really come into effect yet. I really like this particular model because it has a good lock system. So the button is open, the delivery driver opens the door, puts your big parcel inside, closes the door and pushes the button, and that locks it. If you get a second delivery, then there's a chute at the top. Now, Millie was having the time of her life. You haven't seen her being crazy. This is her being crazy. She is so excited to have a fun time in this box. As I'm putting this together, I keep thinking about my Sagawa driver. I really like catching up with her, and I don't know what this means for us. I don't know if we're going to see each other very often anymore, but there just aren't enough drivers to keep up with how much Japan orders online, especially now that everyone's used to that same day delivery or next day delivery. So this box isn't just for me. I guess it's actually part of a bigger solution. And if more people have parcel boxes or choose unattended delivery, then drivers can get through their routines without having to do all of the re-deliveries. I guess this kind of tiny change on our side, the consumer side, can make a huge difference to them and their schedules. This parcel box came with an installation kit. So there's a couple options. You can chain it to the pole like what I'm doing, or there were some anchors that you could anchor into the cement. But I'm just going to chain it up to the pole. One thing I really like about putting it here on my porch is that it's undercover, which is great, even though this is waterproof, but it's also in line for my camera. So when I get a parcel delivered, my camera is going to notify me because it always senses movement. So I'll have a notification that I'm getting a parcel delivered, and I can even talk to the delivery man if needed. It's got a two-way microphone. Now, I don't just shop online. I also enjoy very much going to the shops. And today I'm going to the shops with Natsumi. We're going to Nara, to what used to be the largest Aeon shopping mall in all of Japan. It isn't anymore. Other ones have taken over it now, but we're going to a place called Kashihara in Nara. One of my students told me I should check out Kashihara Jingū, which means Kashihara Shrine. It is one of Nara's most important and sacred shrines. It's said to stand on the site where Japan's very first emperor, Emperor Jimmu, was enthroned. And I decided we'd go there, and I couldn't believe how big it was. The moment you go through these giant torii gates, everything takes on a different feeling of calm. There are some wide gravel paths and some beautiful trees. It just felt like history was all around us. And today just happened to be the day where a traditional milestone was occurring called Shichi-Go-San. Shichi-Go-San is the coming of age of children aged 7, 5, and 3. It's a very old tradition, and it's a way that families pray for the children's healthy growth and future happiness. It really does feel like a very spiritual place. Then we stumbled across this amazing little bonsai display. And these aren't any bonsai, they're the kiku flower, which is a chrysanthemum. These bonsai were incredible up close. Each one is shaped so meticulously and pruned into perfect little clusters. This was just a lovely addition to visiting the shrine for the day. I read that the chrysanthemum flowers symbolize longevity, renewal, and the imperial family in Japanese. Now, I actually don't know what these tall flowers are. I wonder if they're a version of the other chrysanthemums, but I've never seen any kind of flower like this before in Australia. Do they have them where you're from? Seeing all the families taking photos just made the whole place feel even more special. The little ones were all dressed up in their tiny kimonos, and the parents were beaming, and the grandparents were fussing over all the details. It was one of those moments where you can't just help but smile and watch how happy and proud everyone is. It was so lovely to see, and even though we were just passing through, it felt like we were witnessing these little snapshots of joy all happening in this incredibly peaceful and beautiful place. The official Shichi-Go-San day was actually the day before on the 15th of November, but we're here the day after on the Sunday, so we were very lucky to see these cute little kids all dressed in their kimonos. Well, all of this walking around and looking at the beautiful sights has made us very, very hungry, but we're not going to stop off at a food stall. We need something a bit more substantial to keep us going because we've got a day of shopping planned. And when I say a day of shopping, it's already 2 o'clock in the afternoon. But we decided to go to the beautiful cafe that was right on site of the shrine. They had some special Shichi-Go-San lunch sets, and they also had their own special lunch set, which is what I've gone for.
Local food, so I wanted to try
Okay.
local.
Natsumi and I were joking because my lunch looks like okosama setto, which is the children's set, because it's got all of these little samples of different things. But I've got a risol, some deep fried ham, a quiche, and salad, rice, and pumpkin soup. I was really surprised about the soup. Everything is pretty healthy, probably except for the deep fried ham. It was all very, very delicious, and we had a beautiful window view as well. But off to the shopping, the main event, and what we've been really looking forward to was to check out the Kashihara Ion Mall, just because it's rumored to be very, very large. And Ion malls generally have the same shops, like Wakayama has an Ion mall as well. But this one is so large, there are a lot of shops that we don't actually have in Wakayama. So we're keen to go and check those out. I'm after a couple of things. I do want to go to Loft to get those special things to put in my Christmas cards. And I also want to get a new set of pajamas because with winter here, I would really like a nice new set of cute pajamas. And the mall did not disappoint. I found these ones straight away. And of course, you can guess I'm going to get the cat pajamas. You can't stop me. I'm an official cat lady. Even though I only have one cat, I love cats. I also had a look at some heat tech from Uniqlo. I mean, we have Uniqlo back in Wakayama, but it was pretty easy. And they also had some merino wool shirts I was interested in. Off to Loft now, and then I was looking for all of the different Christmas decorations. I want to get Mum and Dad a very, very special card just because this is the first year that I won't be spending Christmas with them. They're unable to make the trip over to Japan this year. They came over last year, and I'm unable to make the trip there because both my boys are coming here. So, yeah, it was one of those times where we're just sort of unable to be together for Christmas, but we will definitely be doing Zoom calls. And finally, after all of our shopping, we needed a bit of a sugar fix, and I decided to have a Kit Kat frappe, which is their special at the moment. I think Natsumi got a Kit Kat croissant, so we're having a nice little break before we drive back home again. Well, that was it for my weekend. Saturday was putting the parcel box together, and Sunday was a full day in Nara with Natsumi. But it's Sunday night now. I've got work tomorrow, so it's time to pop into bed. Millie is getting all snuggly as she does, making her biscuits on her favorite blankie. So the delivery rules are changing in Japan, but I'd love to hear what deliveries are like where you're from. Leave a comment in the comment section below. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll talk to you again next week. Take care. See you later. Bye.